empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win. I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path, if you want it bad. I'm gonna show you where it's at, yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one. Working hella hard until I get just what I want, yeah. Rises like the sun, yeah, fatal like a gun. Shooters gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot until I won, yeah. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. Grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win, yeah.
Hi, so I'm Ashish from Chessbrainz, welcoming all the viewers to the stream. So we are back with 17th Chessbrainz Club Arena. Hello.
Okay, parents, like right now the Abhishek sir is just joining. Yeah. So till that time, like you guys can just write in a chat what are the games we gonna observe. Yeah. So just waiting for them. Hold a minute. And yeah, till that time, I would say like the Abhishek sir is doing a great work. Like you guys can just hit up like buttons and just subscribing it, so you get a notification whenever you are having like when we are hosting a tournament at that time. Okay, so yep, Arav, we are going to on your match. Just wait for a sec. Let the Abhishek sir join. Yeah, they will gonna host it. And yeah, Rudrans, we are going to come over you also. So guys, till that time you can just write in the comments like which are the IDs we are going to observe. Okay, we will try to cover each of them. Maybe we miss it sometime, but don't worry, we will try our best over here. Yep, I can see Mr. Chess Forever. We will gonna cover that. Okay, no problem. And yep, Rudrans, Arav, you guys will be also covered during the match. I will tell the Abhishek sir. Just wait for a second. There is some issue over there. Yeah, till that time, like I will say to the every students, whoever is watching this or not, like in the starting of the game, like just follow your opening principles and just getting your one pawn out, then getting your minor pieces out. So like just follow those basic things at the start of the game. Nothing to worry about it much. And whenever you get the opportunity, just climb over it. Like that will be the basic idea for you guys. You can go with. And also, like the parents who are just with the kids, maybe you guys are also observing their move. So like sometimes what happens, like when the you guys are surrounding, sometimes the kids used to be a little bit pressurized. So it's better like let them play and you guys can just enjoy over here. And
Okay,
yep,
so
Abhishek sir is
we
here.
can quickly take on the request that we are getting right now and let's dive in immediately. So let us see the first request we are getting right now. We are getting for Mr. Chess Forever. So we are going to take their game. Yeah. So Mr. Chess Forever is playing with the white pieces against PK. She's Sanvi, so she's playing from black right now. And when we look at this position, the first thing I see is black is a piece up right now. And the good thing for the white is their rook is aiming down right on the black's queen. So there can be some chances of the discovery down the line, but I'm sure the black is going to take down the pawn on the d6. What is your take on this position?
So Abhishek sir, like the white is looking quite good in this position. I will not deny that, because obviously like when you are piece up and look at that knight on the outpost, If you
Yes.
just look at that knight, it's not, that knight is not movable until any piece captures it. So that's the biggest advantage black is having right now. And also the another thing is, if black can try to create a batteries, it can be a great thing. So
Yeah.
once no like just getting the bishop on a b7 and yep there, and then after whenever the queen moves on f2 you can, yep, so that can be the chances you can create.
Definitely. And what we see right now, even though white have doubled pawns, but white is ready to sacrifice one of those doubled pawns to weaken this knight. So if the pawn just
Yep.
captures this pawn, then white is immediately winning a piece on d4, which is the strongest piece of the black right now, as you said. So
Oh.
black immediately retreated their knight back, and white can just continue to gain the tempo and try to kick this bishop out of this diagonal. As you said, that it can be it can, it can be one of the riskiest piece for the white
Yep.
in the longer run. And
Oh, but here I will say the black has played a little dicey move over here, I will say, because like moving the bishop over here, like they can just double up the rook. They are having a chances right now. If we move a rook to d3, then after like doubling up will be a very useful for the white. Like doubling up over e5. Yep.
got it.
Yeah, that's what the Mr. Chess Forever does.
That is correct. At the same time, white has lost a pawn on c5, and we can clearly see now. I think one idea can also be to swing the rook on g3 and try some tactic on h6, because it's a hook pawn, so you can like sacrifice, and you can
Yeah.
not sacrifice exactly, but yeah, definitely you can like bring a knight over, or you can try a tactic with the queen. We never know. But targeting the h6 is a very good idea to attack on the king side for the white.
Yes, of course.
And this
Like
position is
that's
slightly favoring. Also, would you prefer this cornered knight in the game?
no, I will not prefer that. I will say like, but the wow, what that's a blunder.
Definitely.
Oh, he
What
picks
is
it up.
oh,
Oh,
it's not a blunder, but rather if we just show the audience what has just taken place, it was a
oh,
provocation.
that's
Bishop
that's
was
uh,
played
that's
on
like
c3. Yes,
yeah, that's that's like giving a chocolate and getting ice cream.
definitely. What a good example, actually. So, even though after that also, white didn't look, as the black piece came into their half of the board, they didn't pay attention where their piece, where the black piece is aiming into their kingdom, and immediately after that they tried gaining a tempo to the queen, and they ended up losing their another rook.
Hmm.
So this is a very big blow
Okay.
that black has given to the white, and now
But the
it's
black,
quite evident that wow, the
yeah,
black is definitely going to win this game after all this.
like the black has played an amazing move. Like, well, giving that bishop is like that's
But one more thing to just look after here. Okay, fine. I mean, if this was the case, maybe you can. Why to move the knight? You can just. Okay. You can't even threaten a mate because the even queen is beautifully covering the c3 square. So for a moment, I thought, can we go queen c3 and just tie it up with
no.
the knight and just create a mating threat on the g7? But definitely, that's not even a case. So yeah. And yeah,
Yeah, like
currently the black is really, really strong in the position, having a massive game.
yes. But black has really played a good move, and the white also didn't spot. Maybe due to time pressure. Yeah, like what's the time? Let's just check it out. Let's just check it out. What's the time over there?
Yeah.
Giving back
So
onto that move.
we can check it after the game completes.
Yeah.
What was the time when
Okay.
the kid played the game? But ultimately, even if you look at this position, the white is in the time pressure. I mean,
Yeah.
black is just having, three times the pawn of, three times the time of
Yeah.
black right now.
Yeah.
Okay, white is having three
Yeah.
times the time of the black. So I think position is looking fine. The black is having a lot of time. There's a pin on the board, and they're threatening the mate on g2. So it is now quite evident that black is just going to take on this game. Apart from that, even there can be some tactic of a rook takes, and you can try to deflect even the pawn is there. So in the time pressure, by mistake, if the white takes with the queen, there can be also mating threat in the future.
But it's he created a mating threat. Yeah.
So it has to be, but yeah, it's a mate in either situation. After this, if you go king h1, there is white has just resigned after all this. They knew there is a mate in one, and that was undeniable after king h1 or king g1, and the game just ended. I think black had a very good game there. We can take on the next request for Rudransh. So Rudransh is playing against Ahan right now, and we are witnessing an endgame where white is just significantly doing good. Can you tell our viewers about this position, please?
So, like in this position, the black has to just focus on the black king, but I don't think black will going to manage it. Like until if any blunders there, but it's totally like onto the white side because there is the two passes. If one passer is there, the rook can handle. But when there are two passes, by going on the backward side, you are not able to manage it. Once they are reaching on like
yeah, and just include the safety of this king for these pawns, right? The king is ensuring that these pawns are going to stay protected during their journey, which makes it completely inevitable for black to win this game under any circumstances right now.
Yeah,
and one thing, maybe suggestion for the white is to get this inactive rook into the battle somehow, and I think they are doing completely fine. As we can see, there was a tactical play by the white. White played rook to e1, x-raying their rook through the knight to the king, threatening a discovered attack. That's correct. And why black was smart enough to figure it out, and they just took the king out of the line. But still, no matter how good black tries, they are in the losing position right now. Except there can be some blunders and some draw. Yeah.
Oh, but I will say like the Rudransh has not taken up time for taking a moves. That's why maybe he's a little bit of losing over there. Like
now you just
completely
king and threaten mate, right? You can even do that.
Yeah.
Rook check, king comes over.
Just a matter of moves. Just a matter of moves.
Yeah. You can save the rook, you can get the king over, and then rook check is again a mate.
Yep.
So this is the game of basically, the mating nets. You trap your opponent's king into a net, and then slowly you try to achieve a mate silently on your opponent.
Yeah, actually, you have to completely.
Yes, king is slowly coming over. Now, I mean, if the rook could have been on the 7th rank, then
that will be much better.
Yeah. Yes, it was important to get the king, but it was also important to have your rook on that 7th rank, so it can cut off the king from coming out of the one side of the board.
Yeah, either ways, rook e8 is made. If the 8th file like rook e8 is a mate.
Yeah, rook e8 is even a mate. So black has sacrificed. Oh, I didn't pay attention to the e8 idea here. But ultimately, when we see this position, what is white doing? Okay, fine. They're finding their own way to win this. They could have just okay.
Like taking with the knight. Oh.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, the simplest thing that white might have tried here is just to, take that rook, and eventually the black king was forced to step in. Oh, it was leading to a stalemate actually. If the king steps on king can't step on g8 because of the knight, not even on e8, and then it is leading to a draw basically.
Wow, that was amazing find by black actually.
Yes, so black actually tried a stalemating tactic.
It is just like the one of the game maybe you have seen like one kid against a Magnus Carlsen, in which Ian Nepomucci like was just looking at over. Just the same type of the game the black was tried to play.
Yes.
Like which has created lots of memes over it.
And the best thing I would like to, I'm definitely going to give a lot of credit to both the kids. One tried doing the stalemate. The other one is also playing, in the time pressure, but still making sure that they don't end up stalemating their opponent. So very good, very good composure even in the heavy time pressure. I think this makes them really a strong contender of this tournament. And a very good game and finished by Ahan here, but Rudransh also tried really well in this end game.
Yep.
We can
But,
take on the
yeah,
next request now.
Rudrans has tried that stalemate. Like, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, and his opponent is actually in the time pressure. So there
Yeah.
can be like one mistake and he was getting a complete draw out of a completely losing position. Now we are getting a request for Arav. He's playing with the black pieces and Manikandan is playing from the white pieces.
Okay. So in this situation, the black's advantage is the 3 pawns, but meanwhile, because of that knight, which is like very good centralized by white for defense, and also at any time it can be taken up into the attack. Like, but the white has to make sure he has to get that knight out early, because those 3 pawns can maintain a good pressure also.
That is correct. And you know, black is currently an exchange up right now. The black has 2 rooks, 1 queen, versus the white have 1 queen, 1 rook, and not a rook but a knight. Okay. The best thing about the black is the passer on the in the rook file. That makes a significant difference right now.
Yes. Yeah, like the white has taken an in-between moves like moving a rook to d1 and before that moving a rook to d7. That should not be done either ways. Like white should try like about in the start, like when the rook d1, rook d7 is played. Like, because the thing is, once your knight is moved, the queen has an open file directly attacking on your king.
That is correct. And I would like to tell you one more thing. Basically, white was maybe pointing to 8-7, slowly trying to get the knight somehow and put pressure along this guy, or somehow. See, it is not possible to currently get the queen here, but they were probably thinking of getting the knight to g5 and then threatening something here, which can later on turn into a fork or something. They tried well, but the ideas aren't working right now. And when we look at this position, you know, black is completely dominant with that rook file passer. That passer is now binding the rook to stay in front of it. Okay, yeah. White has found some way to get rid of it. And just look at this beauty of the knight. It is not allowing the queen to just block the check while... Yeah. Because if the queen would have blocked the check, then ultimately A2 would have defended properly, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But now the another thing is, if black takes the pawn, I would suggest that white should go on the rook on f8. That can be not the if they are taking with the rook, or if they are taking with the rook, there is the check. Then after coming back onto the f4, giving a check again, winning a knight. But they didn't take.
Yes, but is there a need of check, or can we directly just take it? Because you know, if you think of the long term, you don't genuinely want to get their king out of the back rank. There is one very good reason for that. Whenever any of your pawn promotes in the last rank of the board, and if the king stays as it is, in that situation, the promoted piece will gain a tempo eventually on the king. It can be a rook and a queen as well. So maybe just not giving that check and picking up the knight directly can also be an option here.
Yeah, completely fine. But like as of now, like the kids try to spot the check in the way like they can build a pressure. So for that thing, and making the king like the white king getting more exposure for getting attacked. So for that's the reason like black should try for the check in that way, in the point of view of a students.
Got the point. Yeah. So yeah, exposing the king can definitely be one idea here, but again, the rooks can't attack on the diagonal. So yeah, it might work out, but eventually the king can step back after f4. That's the point. Yeah. If at some point after queen f4, if they're going with, let's say, pawn g3, then definitely your idea will turn out really well.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but what is taking place right now? Okay. There's a good pin down the way.
Yeah. Knight is pinned. Knight is pinned.
Knight is pinned right now. And you just have to like put pressure on the pin piece, and you can end up just winning a piece down the way. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. That's the way. That's what I think the black will.
Look at the brilliancy of white. White wants to
Wow.
put their queen on f8 and just see, you take my knight, I take your king, and the game is off. Just look at this,
Wow.
how beautifully these kids are currently playing.
That's
And
yeah.
Black figured it out and defended though. That's another story, but yeah. Also, now the queen also comes into the defense at the same time if we paid attention to this. And
Yeah.
Manikandan is slowly running into heavy time pressure and their clock might run out anytime sooner now. After some,
Yeah.
they need to be
Yeah.
quick with their moves now.
Hmm.
I think they should then pay attention to saving their knight. I mean, see, for black, it's like you can sacrifice a rook and then also you can promote, but the knight has to leave the way, let's say. Okay, now the promotion isn't the thing for the white in this position, for the black in this position
Yeah. Like,
actually.
just taking up the knight is good enough.
Knight is enough,
Like,
yeah. You are simply a rook up now. You have the passer. Now the idea can be you can simply go rook b1 and just try to promote with a1 later on. But yeah, I think white is in an extreme time pressure, so they might end up losing. Just promote with the queen and you're all in.
yeah. Okay. It's done now. There are two queens.
Yes, there are two queens on the board. Uh, what can white do to keep their king up for more time? Okay, now check, king can come here.
Like, I don't think like here having a more time will
King can't
work.
come here because of the rook. So queen check is a direct mate in that situation.
Yes,
Now it's a mate
that's
in
the
one.
thing.
Queen h1 is a
It's
mate.
a
Yeah.
checkmate, checkmate, checkmate
So
is
a
there.
very good game by Arav, well calculated, and a brilliant approach on the board. While I still need to appreciate what the white did, the mating thread that they created silently was even phenomenal. We can take on the next request now.
Yeah, that's
After
that's
Arav,
what
we are going to
yeah, like that's what the every like it is when you are just ending up, just try your one last chance before losing. Who knows?
yes. Give it all. At least you should not be regretting after losing the game. Like if you had something, just fight till the end and try to give your best in that given time. We are getting the next request for Sunay right now. He's playing against Madhav. Sunav is still having an unestablished rating, while Madhav is in 835. Madhav is playing black, Sunay is playing white. So we can clearly see Madhav is dominant in this game. White is just left with 3 pawns and a king, which is soon going to maybe get a mate because the black
Yeah,
is
like
too strong right now.
it's a mate. It's a mate now. There is
Yes.
no way like in just two moves.
I mean, you can follow the roller checkmate as well, right? You don't have to do anything
Yeah.
fancy. Just do the
Yeah.
basics and you are just finishing the game now.
Yeah.
Yes. So a good game by Madhav. Maybe Sunay just started playing in this tournament and he will gain more experience and slowly flourish into a good player eventually. We are getting a request for Parth. So Parth is currently playing from the pieces of black against Iban. He's playing from the pieces of white.
The king is completely outside. Oh,
Yes, just look at the black king right now.
like
I mean,
it is like that. I'm not letting you do a castle. I'm just taking your king out anyhow.
yes. I mean, I would still like to see how this position has came up on the board. So we'll just quickly scroll through the beginning of the game, and we'll see.
Yes.
Okay, black tried doing some tact. Oh, this is a checkmate. I want to feature this complete game within the next few minutes.
Yes. Like it's
So
just
black
18
tried
moves.
some
That's why.
tactic on the board, even though they're almost a 1400. Iban is a 1700. Uh, Black tried some tactic on the board, and White just traded off the knight here to simplify the position, castle as fast as you can. So the advantage that White was carrying here was to castle as fast as they can and making sure their king is safe. On top of that, White gave a brilliant sacrifice on f7,
Sacrifice.
which is taking the castling rights permanently away from the black's king for this game. And then the queen
I-
drops in and starts gives a
I think
fourth.
I think the white has done a great study on fried liver attack.
Yes, that's correct.
Like getting the king into the exposer in the middle of. Like where the in the fried lever attack, mainly you are carrying the two knights over there, but in the exchange variation. But here it's like you have given up the knight first, and then after like going with the bishop, alone sacrifice, and like opening the king's position. Like that's what the white has followed here.
Definitely. So White has basically used the concept of king hunt, where he first took the safety completely away from the king, and then he started hunting the king like the lion does to its prey. And eventually, the king got hunted, and White ended up winning the game. The suggestion for the black here is to follow basic opening principles properly, ensuring the king stays safe during the game, not trying any early tricks on the board, playing solid foundational chess, and they can end up being a very good player at the end.
Yeah. Like I will suggest one thing for the black. Like
Yeah,
when something is getting attacked on F7, don't like take it up with the king. First, calculate the things. Then after you can attack. If you are not completely getting a mate. So otherwise, just leave that sacrifice. You are ending up with the pawn, but don't go for like taking up the bishop. That's what I will say.
that's correct. So we are getting a request for Shah chess. They are playing black. Manvik is playing with the white pieces. Manvik has played against him with the white pieces. The game has just ended, so we'll try to quickly give a glimpse of the complete game to the viewers. Manvik
Yeah,
started
sure.
with the king's pawn, and Shah chess went for the Caro-Can. Manvik played a tricky c4 on the board, trying to grip down the d5 square. Pawn comes in the center, takes, and after takes, Manvik managed to get the queen out early, and this helps the Manvik to win a tempo. But eventually, Manvik got an isolated pawn by just the fourth move of the game,
Yeah.
which is going to be a positional weakness for the rest of the game. So we are into the isolated queen pawn. Yeah,
Yeah, which is
Isolani, and
good.
then yes, then there was standard development all around by both the
Yeah, like
players.
the kids have studied the openings very well here. If you can just look it out over there.
That's true. And even Manvik also ended up, breaking the pawn structure of the black here by exchanging his bishop for the knight. And there are two isolated pawns that black is even carrying up. Now,
Yeah.
generally, this is a plan in the isolated queen pawn structure to have a knight here, get the rook on the semi-open open files. So good execution, and the black should try to get an outpost on the square so that they can
Yes.
prevent this weak pawn from trading to their good pawn.
Yes, actually, perfect. Like, grabbing the outpost is giving you a very good advantage in the sense of like everyone has must heard about the octopus. Like the knight carries the 8 squares in the center. Like that's a wide difference. Like at any time, knight can just maybe by any chance once like you just got the queen on the square of the knight, you are just like, oh, that's a god gift.
That is correct. So sooner what happened here, Manvik decided to take on the free pawn which was on c6. But this even gave the black to open up its battery along the h2 diagonal. The black just took the pawn, got a tempo on the king, forced it to move. Then black got another tempo on the Manvik's queen. It got developed, but yes, the tempo was good enough here.
Look,
Is the queen
look over
trapped?
the queen is trapped. Queen is trapped.
The queen is completely trapped in this position. That's what I was just thinking. Manvik did
Yeah.
offer a counter play on a counter attack on the Shah's queen, but eventually it can't. Okay, this just opens up some squares for the queen to rescue itself after giving up the bishop. So good
Yes.
game by Manvik here, and he rescued the queen. But look at the domination of these two bishops. The king is a bit unsafe. The bishops are completely dominating the king side. And then
Yeah,
the queen took down the knight. Okay. This makes the game more and more interesting. So black got eventually two pieces instead of one. First, the white had to give their bishop in order to keep the queen alive from not getting trapped. And as the queen moved, eventually Manvik also lost his knight. So he went two pieces down into the game. The Shah's king was left in the center, so Manvik tried maybe opening down the center and tried to have some play on this king. but the knight just quickly took it down. He tried opening the center, but all the trades are just favoring black because they are two pieces up in the position. And when the queens are off the game, and even if your king is in the center, your opponent is not going to have that level of advantage. You need a queen to attack a centralized king, which was missing down the line. And then Manvik tried gaining some tempos, but eventually he might end up winning a piece, but that is not enough to win this game. And eventually the position did went, and then Manvik did more trades, and black is
Wait,
having this
what?
beautiful castle.
Like
Yeah,
black has given a one bishop, one rook for the one single bishop.
they have not given it actually. It got pinned over the king, and then
Oh, yeah,
it got
yeah.
pressure. So the white
Like
won it with it.
maybe like moving a bishop takes b2. That is a bad move. Rather than that, going for the castle, which can be a good for the black.
Definitely, I'm going to recommend don't counterattack. If your piece has got trapped,
Yeah,
unnecessary counterattacks can create problems. Rescuing the king could have been the best decision here for the black. I will completely agree to that. And then we see that now after rook e8, the trades are certain. Even if you, let's say, take this pawn, your rook will fall. So you are forced to trade down at least one pair of the rook.
yeah,
And after this, black is
yeah. Now,
completely better. The rook can just come to e4, and we can see that black has a decisive advantage from here to convert this game into a complete victory. Forced
yeah,
trade, and it's just matter of few moves. Black is going to get a new queen, and
yeah.
the game is off.
Yeah, like as you say, like everyone has their own way to play. Like just
No,
simplify,
after
trying to
you have a
simplify.
decisive advantage, you don't need to be highly accurate. Okay, yes, you can challenge yourself to be highly accurate, but even minute mistakes is not going to take that complete victory away from you, right? So even after
Yeah,
minute mistakes, you know at some point that you are going to win. That was the
yeah,
thing. So good game by Shachess, and Manvik tried really well, but yeah, he need to
yeah.
work more with his strategies. So let's go on the next request now. We are getting a request for Khatvik right now. So Khatvik is playing from the pieces of black against
Oh,
Saish. He's playing from the pieces of white.
like, oh no, didn't
Saish is
give
playing
that.
as white, Khatvik is playing as black.
I will suggest just take up with the rook. That bishop was free. It's okay. Like you are getting one pawn which is coming on to your side after giving
Yes.
your bishop. So, but yeah, maybe that was missed.
Yeah. And now you see that black is having this weakness that white can now
Hmm.
just take.
Yeah,
But the position really seems interesting at this point.
yeah. Like
Black is
back
currently
rank,
a complete
back
look
rank
down.
threats. If you look at
Back
back
rank
rank
threats,
threats on the white.
white is going to have, but look at the placement of the bishop. I mean, I
Yeah,
agree that king needs to be centralized in the end game, but if we just consider the rook end game, then I guess white is still doing fine right now. Plus,
yep.
they
White
have
is right.
majority on the queen side, so they can think of getting their own queen as well if they
Oh,
want.
that's a big majority. Like the three
Yes.
pawns.
The white is fighting, and white is going to fight right now. They have decisive advantage.
Yes.
Can just move and put more pressure on these guys. I don't find
Yeah.
any reason. I don't find any reason why white is going to lose this,
No,
except
no,
the
no. White is
white is
not
in good
losing.
form.
White is not losing.
Definitely,
No.
they have like a very solid position. Rook h6 can be one of the ideas. Just try to put pressure on the pin piece. The king can come over, definitely.
Oh
But then
yeah.
you have this bishop d4 idea, maybe.
Yes.
Black is
Bishop.
sneaking, trying to maybe get their own passes down the line if possible. Maybe like push, if bishop doesn't sacrifice his moves
Uh,
around, queen, and then. Yeah, but good
oh,
defense by the white
they
as well.
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got it. Like
Yeah.
the white
Okay,
is
then.
winning. I don't think from here the white will
Also, look
lose.
at
So.
this. The timing of Sainz. He's just currently having 25
Oh,
seconds.
that's a big factor actually, I will say, because that bishop is defending very well. Like if you just look at the king's position.
Check, can you get
That
this
time
pawn?
pressure is a big advantage currently
Maybe
having.
here, I mean, how about just moving the king around and trying the game? Maybe just connecting the passes and trying to get
Yes.
something out of it. Not taking the bishop could have been a better idea, maybe because after rook f4, you give up a fork to your opponent on your king plus pawn, and the pawn just
Yeah.
collapses. While if you just move the king around, your opponent might struggle, and then you have this e3, which just maybe keeps some chances on the board for your promotion after, let's say, bishop d3 and stuff like that.
Like the black has still over there chances when they are played. Still the king can go on a g5.
I mean, the
Oh,
game has
did he?
progressed a bit. Yeah, the game has progressed a bit.
But
And
what?
then when
31
we
seconds?
see, yeah,
What?
I mean,
The white has played accurately, like in just
yes,
milliseconds, like not even a
true.
second.
I mean, this kid is just having limited number of time on the board. Still, oh yeah, he's just playing really, really good. He's not missing on any tactic. Even though when we
Yeah.
see Khatwik is having the elo of 1430 right now, that kid is having only 1200. I know
Yeah.
the rating difference doesn't makes that level of big difference, but just look at that guy is not having that level of even rating right now. Still is playing so accurately.
Yup. Actually,
That
like
definitely
this is a bad.
shows that yeah,
Yeah. Like the thing is the way that as we know, like we have like maybe a 1+3, right? Or 1+2.
5+3 right now we have.
5+3. Oh my god.
Yes.
So like just look at the getting back onto, yeah, this is what kids can understand from the Saish game. Like you have when the time advantage of 3 seconds, you can just take your time and in the last 1 minute, like try to get as much of uh, accurate decisions in the end game. Like once you are one piece up, try to get just accurate decisions in a less time. It will automatically increasing your time. That's what from this game you should learn. Like every kid should learn.
That's correct. So we are getting a request for Iziana. She's playing with the white pieces and she was playing against Manikandan. Even though her game is over, we can just quickly take a glance of it and analyze it. Here, Manikandan, Iziana started with the queen's pawn. Manikandan played the queen's pawn as well. Then there was sort of London system on the board, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. Yep.
No, it was a complete
Now it's
queen's gambit sort of
almost like-
line.
yeah.
Yes. I think the game was really good. There is a pin. Now the pin can be just figured out with queen c2. So you can even think of going queen to b3, but it's not that effective as the knight, the bishop is just defended by the knight, so it doesn't make a big difference. Black
Yeah,
just
and
castle.
also the b7 pawn is well protected, so going over there is not like much giving you an advantage. So queen c2 is a good move, but yeah, the queen b3 is not a bad move at any point. When the bishop goes out, you have a good advantage to attack over there. After doing a short castle, I will prefer.
Yes, and black was just putting more pressure on c4 after that. White just decided to take, which is the right move here. And then after takes, white
What?
just took. And here, their knight was hanging at the same time because obviously black should just recapture. But they had
Yeah,
to do
but,
the intermezzo because their bishop was also hanging at the same time. So this
Yeah,
was a
black
sort of
should-
discovered attack.
Yeah, black should take a b takes d3 in this
Yeah,
type
definitely.
of situation.
Definitely. And then the knight felt, and they ended up saving their bishop, obviously, while trying to ruin the white's pawn structure if the white will not pay attention to their f3 knight right now. The rook comes over, and
But
I think
the central
black got
king.
advantage of the pawn. Black got advantage of breaking the white's pawn structure here. And this thing is the king is in the center for too long. Knight jumps over with a good fork again.
Yup. Yes.
So this is just
And
heading
I
from
think-
the opening to the end game. Yeah.
Like just 3 pawns in a one. That's
Yeah, I mean,
that's
I think
very
Indiana
dangerous situation.
didn't pay attention to her own pawn structure. I think that was one of the important reasons why she had a collapse in the game.
Yeah, queen d5. That's what I was
Black is
thinking.
like really easy, right? I mean, black can just target the weak pawns. There's
Yeah.
nothing much they have to do, even if they want to play with ease. I think that was one of the reasons. Isiana then tried putting her queen to e4, and her point was, I give my queen to you. If you take and if I take back, my at least one pawn will be figured out, and I will have a good grip over the
Yeah.
center in the later run. But
Yeah,
obviously,
but I don't
Manikandan
think.
knew that,
Yeah.
and he just played the queen to create more attacks on the weaknesses that Isiana had. Then she castled, but I guess it's too late. And queen takes b2, and she just didn't feel like playing, and she just gave up after that. Because deep down, even she must be knowing, I know we shouldn't resign, but her pawn structure is just not favoring her at all. The only ray of hope I can find for her is to somehow get rid of the c7 backward pawn that black has right now, with something like queen e5, take that pawn off, put a rook behind the passer, and try to play down this passer. That's like the
Yeah, but
only way how she can convert. That's a practical approach again. But deep down, even we also know it's not that easy. She needs to like
yeah.
make sure every move she makes after that has to be accurate, and she just gave up on that game. So yeah, she played well, but she just needs to look after her pawn structure, and the rest she did was all fine.
Yep, actually perfect. What you
Yeah.
told. Because
We are
like
getting
the thing is over there in that game, once you put the rook in the front of that passer, then it's totally collapsing. Like your advantage, like the black advantage is totally collapsing once you put
that's
the rook
correct.
over there.
And today, when we pay attention to the leaderboard, I am finding something different from our previous streams and previous tournaments. You see this, the first kid currently, the Sanj, they have got
Yeah.
6 victories in a row with 100% of win rate. So this is not a thing now where the kids are playing like a lot of games. They are taking
Yep.
ample amount of time for each game, and they're showcasing quality chess on the board. Even when you look at the Iban's profile, he has played like 5 games, and he has won all the 5 games in a row again with 100% of win rate. Then we come to Shah Chess. They have played 4 games. They have won all 4 of them, not numerous games. They're focusing on the quality, 100% of win rate. Then we have Cavalier coming up on the board. 4 games, 4 victories, 100% win rate. And then there's like the Joel Asher. He has played again 6 games. He has like 5 victories out of 6 games, and he's having 83% of win rate. Kids are not spamming in the games; they're playing it with the high quality. This we can clearly see the quality of the tournament is improving week by week. And then we have even the Abhi the champion. He is having like 5 games in a row. He got 1 draw in the way, but he's still having 80% of win rate. Then we have
Wow.
Pranav coming on the board. 5 games on the 8th position, 80% of win rate. I think this is actually, my eyes was actually willing to see this, and now finally it is becoming a reality. We are getting a request for Gagan, so we will quickly take our viewers through his game.
Sure.
So Gagan is playing as white against Galaxy. Interesting name. They are playing from the black. And both kids are around 600 right now. So they are just at the start of their career.
Yeah. Like
Now,
but still, like,
what we... Yes.
still, if you just see that the black has finded out that the 2 pawns can be like handled by that knight, not having a fear of that they have got the center in that sense.
That is correct. So black immediately figured out that this pawn is going to fall down, and they just took it. When I look at this check, is it like a free bishop you have given? After knight takes, queen takes, and king takes. I don't think
Yeah, like
then
it's a
white
free
is having
bishop,
any
but then
advantage.
there is a advantage like the castle, but still the white's pawn structure is not having like that much good right now. So yeah, that was a free bishop.
And the
You can say.
foremost important point is, if the queens are not going to be there, even I completely agree that black's king is going to lose its castling rights. But if there are no queens, how are you going to punish a centralized king? That is the only challenge down the road. So I still believe maybe bishop b5 was not such a good move according to me. But black also
Bishop.
figured out that they can win a free piece here, and they just block the attack, kicking the piece off. I think both players can take slightly more time and then play the moves, like the top players are doing right now. I think that can be a very good strategy. For the white,
Like
they can just castle, develop pieces, right?
Yeah. Like that's completely fine. When for the kids, like if you just look at, they are just started playing, but white is like playing very good. I think that rating is not right now sure enough. So white is like around, I will say he's playing the game of around 800, more than that also. Like I will say, because the way he develops the pieces and like capitalizing the castling side, like it's very early. And oh what, okay,
You are going to lose your castling rights eventually then. There's bishop b6 in the later run after the king comes here. Yeah. I mean, position looks really well for the white. Look at the black's undeveloped pieces, uncastled king. They need to follow the opening principles. They need to get those pieces out. Otherwise, if you don't get your pieces into the battle, how are you going to fight your opponent? That is one of the things.
That's truly right. Like once I will suggest every kids, like as the Abhishek Shah told, like you have to get your pieces out until like don't go for fighting. Rather than that, like I will suggest go for developing your piece, make your position strong. Then after moving forward is much better thing. And if you directly go for just a trading, you might ending up the opponent is having a very well development and you have not completed your development, which is a very risky thing, like when you are playing at that time.
I'm just having one more thought in my head. After rook d1, what do you think about bishop b6?
Bishop.
If the
But
king and the bishop stay there. If the
then
bishop
there
takes...
is a check. There is a check on d1.
Oh, the f pawn is missing. I didn't pay attention to that. Otherwise, this can... Oh, can we do this and then this?
Yeah. But still, like the
Give it
queen
to-
d1 check, and then after
Oh.
like moving the queen.
They
Yeah.
broke the pin, but I didn't. Yeah, after the bishop moves, actually, the rook is going to fall, and there's a back rank threat. King can escape, but you lose a complete rook down the process.
Yep.
So black was eventually putting pressure on the pin piece here. Maybe taking with the knight was sufficient in that case.
Yes, taking
Yes,
with
the
the
rook is
knight
off
is
the board now.
okay.
No, it's not going to
Now-
be that bad, but yeah, definitely being a rook down can impact. But given the fact their king is still centralized, you can think of bishop b6 and the mating threat eventually when the queen moves somewhere, like to take the pawn. So I think white is still on the safer side. They are rook down, but they can still convert. We never know.
But like I will say that after this, if the black plays knight to f6, it's completely like demolishing that checkmate threat.
True. Even bishop e7, winning the
yeah,
tempo down to the queen. Yeah. Now you have to save the queen while you can just put some pressure on e5 if you want to, with the queen as well, if that makes sense. And you can think of taking on g7 because it's too late for the black to get the bishop out. g7 is a weakness, and now the queen can just... Oh, wait, what? They're counter-attacking, but...
Oh, losing the another rook.
No, there can be intermezzo as well. Like queen can take now on e7, and after knight takes, there is rook takes queen coming after that. So you win a bishop in the process.
Yeah.
Because this is a forcing check. They won't move the king because they don't want to lose their castling rights, obviously. So they will recapture using the knight, and then rook takes is coming on the board. But now it's the black's turn.
What if what if the black takes the rook first?
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
black's
then
turn, huh?
it's a blunder. Yeah, that's correct.
what I'm thinking.
That is true.
That's a blunder. Like black is not playing. Why? Just take it. Take the rook.
Yeah, they can
Maybe
simply-
black is little bit of thinking that is there any checkmate threat? Like maybe they have seen like that legal mate type, the legal mate type. If many of our kids know,
That is correct. Yes.
maybe that was just the thing. Black was just thinking.
Wait. Yeah, but why did white play knight d5, leaving their queen hanging on the board?
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
blunder. No, that's complete blunder.
that's a
Now you
complete
can't.
blunder. Even moving the
Yeah.
knight was a blunder. You gave the rook, and now after moving the knight again, you are blundering the queen. I think it's quite evident that now black can convert. Knight takes is coming, but that's not enough. Even though white did everything correct, but they still just did. The one thing I see with the Gagan right now, they are not utilizing their time at all. They have 3 minutes and 34
Yeah.
seconds. On the other side, Galaxy is using their time. Even though they didn't follow the principle, but utilizing that time wisely to make decision on the board, to use your time and selecting the moves appropriately has helped them to get this advantage. But what if they need to again make sure that the 30 seconds, they need to play a bit fast. I mean,
Yeah.
now you could have got the
actually,
fork and you could have won the rook.
Oh, yeah. Now in the starting, like the Gagan has played like in the start it was very well, but just missing that Queen D1 check leads like a downside of the white. It started downside like that Queen D1 Queen takes D1 check. From there the
Yeah.
game was start getting down.
That is correct. And Galaxy is now about to run. Even though Galaxy is doing better, but still, how are you going to
Time.
cope up with that time pressure in the clock?
Yeah. Oh wait. Okay.
Knight can jump on the outpost, but bishop takes is obvious, and then you should simplify. Try to trade down the pieces and quickly enter into that end game. So at least when the less pieces are left on the board, in the less time you can make it work. There won't be much calculations. If there are more pieces, the position stays complicated, and the time won't be enough that the kid is in.
Oh, that's oh wow,
Bishop could
that's
have
a
taken.
great plan.
I mean, I can
Like the
still see
bishop,
Gagan is not using his time. Yeah, he
bishop,
could have just taken.
bishop takes g4 is a mate. Bishop takes g4. Oh,
Oh,
they missed. That bishop takes g4.
bishop takes g4 is a mate. Yeah,
When the queen was on g1.
but just think from the mind of a 600 player. You know, they were in extreme time pressure, so they somehow at least got a draw where they could have ran out of the clock. You know, for kids, it is going to be difficult to manage the time pressure as well. So maybe what they did was okay. I know they could have won, but again, both played really well.
Yes. Okay. Like white had started very well in the opening, but then black has taken back the advantage in the middle game, and black is trying, but because of that time pressure, the black decided to converting it into a draw.
That's correct. So now, finally, we are in the last 6 or 7 minutes. We are getting a request for Sanvi, so I'm gonna take that quickly. Yeah. Okay. So she's playing from the white pieces. Cavalier is playing from black, and Cavalier is under time pressure. He's just having 28 seconds in the clock. While when we look at the position, white is up a piece completely. So Sanvi is not having time advantage, but she's also having that
Piece
material advantage on the board as well. Yes.
Direct piece advantage we can, in the sense.
Yes, that's true. And the advantage that black is carrying is that is the passer on the rook file that can be really helpful in the end game.
Like bishop is completely stabilizing that thing, staying on that diagonal, like stabilizing that passer also, like at any point of time.
By Sanvi here.
Oh, what?
Is there a chance of intermezzo or something? Takes, then takes. This can lead to, yes, there's intermezzo. And finally, yeah. So intermezzo came at this moment where instead of just simply recapturing the rook when their own queen got captured, they played this in-between move to win this extra pawn, creating 2 more isolated pawns on the board. And as the rook got... Yeah.
But maybe like the black has decided that taking up that rook, and then after maybe the f takes g3. At this point of time, if the king
that can give a tempo, I get that.
Yeah.
But intermezzo gave them that extra pawn that white didn't got.
Yeah, that's completely fine. Like now this
Black,
this
it's
is
not
quite
difficult.
interesting battle, I will say still.
Yes, that's true. That's absolutely
Because
correct.
because one another reason that bishop is having like the c5 pawn is also there. Like very interesting. It can be like I would love to see this game. Okay, like using the king. White should start using a king as soon as possible. That's what I would suggest.
Black needs to slowly and steadily get his rook behind the passer. At the same time, they need to centralize the king. They need to work around the c pawn. Black can still convert this game. And for Sanvi, I think she has to be comfortable. She has her time. If she takes her time and then she does, then
Yeah.
she's definitely going to win here. I mean,
Yes.
she can convert this just because she has enough time and Cavalier is under the time pressure.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
She's trying to
So he wants
keep
to go
that
for
diagonal.
an idea. Yeah.
Okay. Check. That's a good tempo. But now there is one thing that the black didn't go onto the bishop side.
No. Okay. Okay. Now what is there? Okay. Now rook can take after bishop takes maybe. This promotion was there.
No, no. It's white to play. So like they have got a chance. Yep.
Oh, it's white to play. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Like,
At least they recovered a piece, but black can still be fine because they have another passer.
Yeah, there are two parts. That's what I have told. Like the c5 pawn is a major pressurizing advantage for the opponent.
I think they complicated the game. I mean, if I'm not wrong, white complicated the game, right? Okay, they just got a queen, trade it off, and you are at least into a rook end game. But now you are an exchange down after that counter attack, right? I think this counter attack was unnecessary in the game. Just take that queen, give your bishop for that queen, for that newly promoted pawn into the queen, and then you had a rook to fight on the board. But why did that counter attack and got your own rook in the danger with your bishop? And this created the problem for them. Now,
Actually, right.
Yes.
Actually, right. Because the thing is, once your one piece is hanging, there are the intermezzos when you can play a check, but remember about that, the king is coming closer to that piece, will be having a chances of getting attacked, then you are having two pieces under attack, and defending a two pieces in a one move, that's impossible at the same time.
Black is better now. Just take, queen takes, and queen promotes with the tempo, right? Just look at this. What a beautiful tactic. Just inviting the king. Oh, okay. White didn't talk, surprisingly. Okay, they wanted to get their own queen. Fine.
Oh, okay.
This is a this is a beautiful fighting position by both the players.
Oh my god.
This is heading to a draw actually. Just because the pawn is on the second rank.
But
now black is winning.
Now it's not possible.
Here, actually, white was supposed to get the queen to the first rank, right?
Yep, perfectly.
Like
putting your one piece in front of the pawn and stopping them from getting converted.
Now, white can just think of a threefold repetition or repetitive checks here. Nothing else they can do. They need to go with this series of checks. But eventually, the series of checks is going to add more time to the Cavalier's clock. And that is going to help him to play that endgame with more accuracy because he's eventually going to earn that time.
Yes.
And Cavalier also need to make sure in those 10 seconds he doesn't goes into the threefold repetition by any means.
Yeah, he's not going. He's ensuring
his king just goes on a new square. It's just changing squares repetitive. And once he figures out some way to stop all those checks, maybe he's all fine.
Yeah, he stops it. Okay, there is one more on queen e4. Okay, queen e3. Okay, queen e5.
Wow. The kids have a very solid fighting spirit. Queen can just come over again.
Wow, the white is like...
White is not ready to give that game off. Like, that's the best thing. I
Yeah.
think the tournament is now concluded already. So once we end up this game, we are going to announce the viewers on the stream. The leaderboard, basically. But White is not ready to give up. Just look at the fighting stance of both the players.
The both players doesn't want to give up the
Black should
like
try to somehow trade down the queens by bringing the king closer, and then force. They should do something forcing so that the queen gets traded with a check, and black needs to make it work as a counter check, and then they can do the checkmate using the rook and then the king. That's the ultimate point. You need to block the check with a counter check. Like, this is the moment. Queen takes, right?
Yeah, got it.
Yes, and then now you are all in. Now you can just simply perform the mate. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
rook can
I
swing
think the
on f1. Yeah.
Black will easily do that.
Now I think black has a decisive advantage. But what a game by Cavalier and Sanvi both. I mean, this made my day actually. They were not ready to give up.
I will say just look at the moves. 93 moves over the board. And not a bad moves like what usually happens, I will say, like in every games. At the end you are just spamming the moves, but here the moves are coming with very good accuracy. Like, just look at the game of the Cavalier, and they have
That's
passed
true.
the 100. They have passed the 100.
Yes. I mean, what a wonderful game. This game went for like 104 moves. But one more thing I would just like to highlight. This kid was playing under 1 minute, I think, from a very, very long time.
Yeah.
I just want to see that as well, and then we are just going to this. Yeah, this kid was just a second, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah. He was in the second from 50
From
moves.
the move 29 to move 104, this kid has played in less than 1 minute.
Wow.
And he just kept on playing, not giving up for those 80 moves, playing under extreme time pressure, getting that accuracy, and then converting the game. Wow. For 80 moves, you are handling the time pressure with accuracy. And even though you are down in material, I mean, this game was just commendable. We are finally announcing the leaderboard to the viewers now. Chidu has got the 10th position with 14 points. Sankeet has got 9th position with 14 points. Afnan has got 8th position with 14 points. Arun has got the 7th position with 14 points. So all the players from the 10th to the 7th position had just 14 points. I think their win rate and their performance rating has made the difference in their board. Arna got the 6th position with 16 points. Saish got 5th position with 20 points and the accuracy of 86. Then Shachas got the 4th position with 100% of win rate and 20 points. Iban has got 3rd position with 6 wins. He didn't lost a single game with again 100% of win rate. But the difference why the Shachas had is maybe his performance rating was 1836. Iban had it 1879. So Iban had more performance rating, and maybe his average opponent rating was more than Shah here. 1335, 1379, yes. Then we have Atvik, who scored 21 points, and he's the runner of this tournament. He had 75% of win rate. Then we have Stan.
I would like to add one more thing. Like, if Atvik has managed that last win, it is on a first. Because there is one thing in the starting, it has got a 1 point of draw. So I would say the kids at the ending, don't end up losing. Try making a draw. You don't know like how it going to help you out in the board.
And then we have the Sanj, who like got 7 wins in a row, completely undefeated during this tournament, and have 100% of win rate. And here we conclude this tournament. We thank all the viewers for tuning in and making this stream beautiful. If you liked our work, please leave your like on the stream. Show your love in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you so much, Coach Dhruv. If you want to share any of your thoughts with our viewers, the stage is open for you.
Yeah, whatever the kids have played today's game, and especially that last game, I'm like quite overwhelming. Wow, what a play! and what the work their coaches did, that was amazing. And the more like the coaches works on every kid, but the thing is applying, and that applying doesn't come directly. You have to practice it. Like for the while, I will just say like every kid try to play 1 or 2 games with very good focus. Don't go for thinking like play 5 games, 4 games. No, you are playing your 2 games are good. Focus on the quality.
Yes.
Eventually, you are
I
coming
would
up.
like to add one more last thing. Yesterday, I guess we had Teachers' Day, if I'm not mistaken. And basically, I think their coaches deserve a shout out here. So we wish Happy Teachers' Day, belated Happy Teachers' Day to all the coaches of Chessbrainz. You are the ones who made this thing work. You have worked really hard behind these students, and they have given the same results as well. So let's complete the stream. We can just end up now. Take care, viewers. Till then, bye and have a really good time.
Okay. Bye bye. Bye bye to everyone. And yep.